I hope you'll join CND.
Why?
Because when you come to think of it, we can't use nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons aren't safe at all.
How can they justify going on with this, spending what could, in my terms, be 3 times the cost of the Channel Tunnel?
Like, Trident hasn't been used ever, and so it seemed really pointless to replace it all.
The government, as you rightly say, is telling us we're going to have a choice. Actually, they've made quite clear what the choice is. The choice is a variety of replacements for Trident of different sorts, but the one choice that's not going to be on offer is not having a replacement for Trident.
I think it's a complete waste of money that could be better spent on, like, helping people out of poverty, or just sending the money anywhere else but on nuclear weapons. It's just completely pointless. I think we're doing it for all of the wrong reasons.
What your government would love you to do is to go home and watch Celebrity Love Island or some similar piece of bullshit on television. What they would not like you to do is to join something like CND, because that causes problems for government.
We think we've got freedom, but gradually our freedoms are being eroded, and that's what I believe is happening now. So for ordinary people, we must take decisions to act in whatever way is possible.
I think it's important to let people know about the situations, whereas protests might not actually get an awful lot done. Like, I think the important thing is that you're letting people know about it, and sometimes it's about showing solidarity with a cause.
Yeah, and letting people know that you support them and that they're not alone.
This is an American base run by the National Security Agency of America. The Americans totally occupy and control this base. The base has several roles, but perhaps crucially the main role at the moment is that it is crucially involved with the invasion and conflict in Iraq.
We're aware that they wish to come out totally unimpeded, and we're here to just, for a couple of seconds, to bring to their attention what we have written on the upside down stars and stripes. They're upside down because that's an internationally recognised sign of distress, and that seems very appropriate.
This is the beginning of an American-dominated world, and we can't let it happen, and we're not going to let it happen.
At some stage, the United States would have to use deeply burying nuclear weapons to destroy the Iranian nuclear facilities sometime in the next few years. And that's from a hard right-wing source, but one with a great deal of influence.
The only way to stop Iran going for nuclear weapons is for us to begin negotiating the end of all nuclear weapons. Israeli, British, Chinese, Russian, American, all of them. It's perfectly possible, but we cannot tell the Iranians that we need them for our security, but they can't have them. They shouldn't have them, and nor should we.
I'm here because of my brother was killed out in Iraq, and I'm here to say that it's time that the troops came home. No more mothers, no more sisters or brothers, and no more family members should go through the pain that I've had to go through.
The war that we were told was to bring peace and justice in Iraq, and all it's brought is death and mayhem and a much more insecure world.
I think the world's in such a terrible mess on so many fronts, and there's a huge escalation of nuclear weaponry and possibility of nuclear accident, weapons of mass destruction. And, you know, it's one thing that we can do is to join up with CND and join in.
For the last 50 years, CND has fought for peace in this planet, opposed nuclear weapons, opposed countless wars in which we and the Americans have invaded other people's countries. That work is ever more important now that America is talking about a war against Iran. And as you see the crowds behind me, if you join CND, you won't be alone.
But also, if you join CND, you meet a lot of very nice, decent people with all the right ideas, and you'll enjoy working in CND because it's a good organisation and always has been.